All right, welcome to YakShaver Spring Review 23. So we have a very productive sprint this week. Let's dive into what we have done. First of all, our spring goal was to implement a user ambiguous prompt. So that happens when YakShaver wasn't sure which user you are referring to. It will prompt the user and let the user to select which user you are referring to. And the second goal is we looking to investigate a more cost-effective solution for the global toggle. So we did come up with an option, and Yuli did like it.
So, question on that, sorry. Is there a PBI to implement that?
We don't have PBI to implement that yet. That's the follow-up I need to create, a follow-up PBI.
Okay, I would say that should be part of the definition of done for a spike, is to create a follow-up PBI. So please don't forget that one.
Okay, sure.
Because I would have forgotten that otherwise. It's only just now that I've just reminded myself on that.
Okay.
Thanks.
So for the timesheet data, we have Stephen, Tom, and myself, and we also have a new member joined, Leis. So welcome, Leis. Let's go through the PBIs that were done in this sprint. So first of all, we have fixed the pipeline for CRM backlog. So what happened was when the test pipeline is run, YakShaver always create a test PBI in the CRM backlog, and it's annoying for the CRM team. So now we have fixed it so that it only we have created a separate test repository so that all the test PBIs will go into that test repository. Second of all, Tom, could you walk us through what happened in this PBI error when moving PBI from YakShaver to TimePro?
Yeah, so once a PBI was recorded and generated, when we tried to move it to the TimePro project, it failed with an error message. This was happening due to JK's primary email being different than the one in DevOps. This has been now fixed, and we're going by the user ID.
Okay, cool. So let's have a look. The next one is a minor bug that Matt Wixie was not mentioned. So I think Tom couldn't reproduce this one. It's probably fixed by because this is an old bug and it's probably already fixed by other fixes. Next one, Tom, could you walk us through on what happened in the brainstorming session for the refactor?
Yeah, so basically we did a whole brainstorming session and also presented that to Yuli as well as Callum, and Callum came up with the idea we should see and try to see what the results would be if we turn YakShaver into a more agent-like AI. And we created a POC for that we will add in this sprint and see what the results are. If it's
sorry, to be clear, we've created a PBI to make a POC for that. We haven't already made a POC.
Yes, we created a PBI to do that for this sprint.
Why do you need a whole issue here to create a PBI?
No. This was the spike, and what he's saying is we have, because he just said that in the spike we created a POC. In the spike, they created a PBI to create a POC.
Right. Okay. All right.
They didn't create a PBI to make a PBI.
Got it. Okay. Tom, I'd probably change the word brainstorming session to investigation or something, because brainstorming made me think it's something to do with one of the SSW brainstormings. So I'd just say probably just use investigation.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
By the way, guys, I've made the follow-up PBI, Rick, for the thing we just talked about.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Yuli.
No worries.
So next one is updating YakShaver tagline. This was a long old bug that we couldn't fix. However, I worked out the workaround to re-import the app and the teams asked me to whether to replace the app or not, and this is finally got fixed. So now the tagline is updated with the latest tagline. We also got a few bugs removing product page from the CI/CD pipeline. So product page now is managed by SSW.products, and it will be hosted on Vercel. So it's no longer managed in this YakShaver repository. So I removed it from the CI/CD pipeline. So next one is the user ambiguous notification. Stephen, could you walk us through on what has been done? Stephen, you are muted.
Yeah, sure. So before, when YakShaver couldn't find a match name from the transcription, it will terminate the process and without telling the user it's been terminated. But now, when YakShaver couldn't find a match name from the transcription, it will send the card to ask user to select a people to send the email. And also it will prefill all the name that he detected from the transcription. And user can like edit or add or delete users from this fields.
This only happens for emails, right? Not for PBIs?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Because PBI doesn't really need a request people in the PBI, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. That's a very good UI. And we have a new member, Leis. So Leis, what have you done so far in this sprint?
Yep. So last week I tried setting up YakShaver on my local machine, and I encountered some problems, which the team helped me. So I went through the README and updated all the things that caused the problem. So adding the port to the server so that it knows which port it is, and also adding some prerequisites and adding links so that the setup experience for the next person is a bit better.
Right. Thank you, Leis. Next one is a spike that we need to investigate a more cost-effective solution. So I have written down the notes, what we have done in the past and what we are doing now. So we are spending about 75 cents per 1,000 message. So that's not good. So Yuli wants a more cost-effective solution. So my new finding is
Adam, that doesn't sound like much, but it's not just messages inside YakShaver. It's any message sent by anyone to anyone in the organization.
Yep.
So that's why it adds up quickly, especially for a larger company. So we've kept this for enterprise customers if they want. We should make it toggleable, I suppose. But if they want to be able to know who's CC'd in, to have people in a meeting automatically CC'd, we need this. But we found another solution, which is what we were talking about earlier, for our global toggle, because this was also solving global toggle. Global toggle meaning toggling both channel messages and also any other kind of message.
Okay.
Yep. And next one is a minor bug that we couldn't reproduce. So we expect an email from YakShaver, but a PBI was created. However, when we rerun the prompt, YakShaver was returning the correct result. So this bug couldn't reproduce. So we close as is. So that's all we have done so far. Any questions, Adam?
The one you couldn't reproduce, did you go back to the person that reported it?
It was reported by Luke Mao.
Yep.
So Stephen, did you get back to Luke Mao?
Yeah, I will get back to him and tell him about this.
I think usually if you've got a PBI that's created from an email, you should make one of the acceptance criteria to respond to the original email, and in fact it is. So there you go.
Right.
So it's not.
I would ask Luke to run the prompt again to see if he's
happy with it.
feels it's fixed.
So
Yeah.
FYI, what they did to try and reproduce it is reran the same video.
Yeah,
So
so
it was the exact same prompt.
Right. Okay. You don't think it'd be different from him?
Maybe. I wouldn't assume so, but it's possible. I suppose.
I wouldn't think so, but I would ask him just to confirm.
Okay. Right. So Stephen, let's
Yeah.
get back to look on this one.
Yeah, I'll get back to him.
Okay. So let's get into the planning. So next
Guys,
sprint.
just FYI, that yak I shaved earlier hasn't shaved yet. Maybe because we're in an ongoing channel meeting, but just FYI.
Okay. All right. So next sprint, our goal is to fix the bug that the toggle is not turned on, or it's off when you don't use YakShaver for a long time. So this is an annoying bug, and we have prioritized as the goal in this sprint.
Guys, I'm going to rename that bug because it's not really portraying the main pain, which is that it automatically seems to turn itself off after a period of time. So yeah, that's the main pain.
Okay. And the second goal is to do a POC on the agent-like bot. So once that POC goes well, then we will go ahead to implement that in the project. So next spring will be 1 week. And here's the PBIs that we're gonna do. First of all, fix the bug. And here's the status check feature. Adam, you have requested. I'm gonna bold this. And there's also a few other bugs to fix. And Adam, not sure if you have noticed, I still need you to review the done video for the multi-tenancy solution. And the status is still in review. If you got time, please do review that video so that I can close this PBI.
Adam and Rick, have you got 5 minutes to stay on this call together after this call and do that together?
No, I'm sorry, I can't do it today. It's
Okay,
really
no worries.
late. I'm in San
All good.
Diego.
Okay.
No worries.
And another important one is Tom and I has started on building the client portal, and right now it's just a boilerplate. At the moment, we are setting up the CI/CD pipeline, and then we will build on top of that onwards. And yeah, that's all for the next sprint. And I should mention that Leis will be working on increase the code coverage, because we are currently at 16%. So increase that code coverage should improve the quality as well.
Question on that: if we end up with the POC successful and we end up going with the agentic workflow instead of the programmed workflow, will that make that work that he's doing obsolete?
Mostly, yes.
Yep. So can we try and do that POC early in the sprint rather than later in the sprint then, so we can decide on that quickly?
Yep, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all for the sprint planning. Any questions, Adam?
No, all looks good.
All looks good. All right. So
Adam, sorry, really quickly. We don't have everyone in SSW using it yet because we haven't actually done a CTF or kind of just released it to everyone. We've only just sort of extended out our Canary thing. Should we tell everyone they can use it?
Well, I'm not getting the impression it works well.
Yeah, okay.
I've tried to use it many times.
There's been some annoying
work.
bugs recently. Let's get this fixed up first then.
Yeah, and I don't know how you think it was working 100% of the time in the last sprint.
Yeah, no, it's not working 100%, but the uptime is showing 100%. So that's what I'm worried about. It's that whatever reporting we have on downtime, it doesn't show that kind of downtime.
Yeah, we can't rely on that number, I don't think, unless it's user error, unless I'm doing something wrong.
Or the service is up, but it's toggled off, which I think is what the problem is. So that's what we're looking at this week.
Okay.
And so for anyone who stays thus far, this video will be uploaded to our YakShaver YouTube channel. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave your thoughts below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.